Hello and welcome back to Mac at the Movies. Today I'm bringing you another weekly VHS rewind with the film House of a Thousand Corpses. This movie is probably my favorite zombie film, Rob Zombie film. I remember seeing this in the theater when it first came out. We went opening weekend, not opening night, but opening weekend. It was me, my mom took us, it was me, my brother, I think one of his friends, and then my friend Chris. We all went to go see this opening weekend. And I think of the five of us that went, I was the only one that truly enjoyed it. I remember afterward, I was like, that movie was amazing. I loved it. My brother, who is a big Rob Zombie fan, did not like it at all. He was not a fan, and it was one that grew on him over time. But from the first time I saw this movie, I loved it. So, yeah. Gonna go ahead and get into this. It's Halloween Eve, so I'm gonna pop this one in and get it going. I hope everyone out there is doing well. I know I am, and I'm about to be doing a little better now that I'm gonna pump a little horror into my veins. Horror. Don't want that to be mispronounced. Or misheard. But, yeah, this is going to get started. Real quick, a few years ago, I went to Universal, and they had the House of a Thousand Corpses Haunted House. Now, I feel like the movie, the haunted house was something that grew over the night. Like, this kind of grew a fan base over time. But it was the first haunted house I went to while I was there when the Halloween Horror Nights opened up. It was the first haunted house I went to, and no one was there. Like, it was a walk-on, where, like, there were a few other haunted houses that were sort of lined up from the beginning of the night. This was a walk-on. And throughout the night, it was quite the lengthy line that just backed out the way. So, in my opinion, I went through most of the haunted houses that year, and this one was by far the best. I didn't get scared in any of the haunted houses, not to like boast or anything like that, but I typically get kind of like taken by some of the decor, and so I end up like looking at the decor, and of all the haunted houses, this is the only one I jumped in because there was a dining room area that was done up, and it wasn't an area that you could walk into, but you could see into, and I got excited because I looked and I was like, oh, wow, and Grandpa jumped out and was just like, it's Grandpa, and that gave me a scare just because I was distracted by the decor, and then he popped out. But what was it? They had to, one of the actors that played Dr. Satan, he had me move along because I spent a little too much time just like looking at what was going on. So it was a lot of fun. But I probably went through the haunted house like 5 times in a row. And then I would go to the other haunted houses, but I really wanted to get this one in. So it was 2 of the nights we visited, and both nights I went into this haunted house like 5 times each night. I tried to get what I could out of it. And again, of all the other haunted houses, this was by far the best. The music was just jarring. Everything was like at you, just like it was intense. So I really liked it. But yeah, I'm gonna, before I go on a whole new tangent for that, I'm gonna go ahead and hit play and get this thing going. So I will see y'all afterwards for the rewind. Bye. Alright, so I am back. House of a Thousand Corpses, how was it? Great as always. Again, my favorite Rob Zombie film. At least when I think of his whole catalog, if I had to rate it like a 1 out of 5, I'd probably give this a 3. But then again, a lot of my favorite movies I wouldn't give a solid 5 out of 5. So, yeah. Definitely a great movie. I like a lot of the colors in this film, and they just pop. I don't know much about the color schemes in film, cinematography, and all that, but I do like the colors in this particular film. But let's go ahead and hit that rewind and talk about this movie. So we got a group of kids that are traveling, going to roadside destinations and writing about them in a book. They're going to one of the kids' parents' house on Halloween evening, the eve before Halloween on October 30th, and they stop off at Captain Spaulding's roadside attraction. I can't remember what they call it in this, but they get this map to see this infamous hanging tree of a Dr. Satan, go there, and frankly, nothing goes great for them the rest of the film. You think that there's a moment where after a flat tire they're getting some help, but then it just goes downhill from there. One thing I like about this movie that I don't think a lot of people really take into consideration for is some of the cast. Of course, we know the main cast that's in this, so I'm not going to talk about them. But of course we have, and two of these members are main cast, but most people forget about them. And that's Rainn Wilson and Chad Hardwick. Both of them fairly big names now, but yeah, they were in this, as well as Walter Goggins, who played the transvestite hooker in Sons of Anarchy, and he was in Vice Principals, I believe, as one of the vice principals. And then you have Michael J. Pollard, who played C.W. Moss in Bonnie and Clyde. So that was one I was actually kind of shocked about when I first saw that. But yeah, essentially a lot of people compare this to Texas Chainsaw Massacre with little touches of this, that, and the other. But I think it's a great movie, and one I like to watch every year at this time. So if you've seen this movie, jot down in the comments below what you thought about it. Did you love it or did you hate it? Again, I saw this opening weekend when it first came out, and of the group that I was with, I think I was the only person that was like ranting and raving about it. I loved it. And still do. So, got the back artwork there. But I love this movie, still do. So I'm going to go ahead and eject this. Tomorrow is Halloween. I was trying to pump this out prior to Halloween. And I'm basically running at the deadline here. But I'm going to get this out and share it with all of you. It'll be late, so most of you probably won't even see it until tomorrow. But at least I will have had it out. And then tomorrow I plan on reviewing another Rob Zombie movie. So be on the lookout for that. And I'm going to watch that now, here in a minute. And then prep my notes to review it tomorrow. But tomorrow it's Halloween, so I'm also going with my brother to see Terrifier 2 again. We had seen that once before, and it just keeps on pumping. The press, it just... the film thinks that it's, done in theaters, and then all of a sudden the numbers come in. They're like, we need it out for another week. So we're going to go see that tomorrow. Fund a little bit more into the horror platform to get us more of this gory goodness. So I am going to get on with this. If you like this video, smash that thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, wherever that is. Down there. But I don't know where it is, because this is sort of mirrored for me. And everything gets backwards, sort of like calculus or something. But I'm going to just continue rambling if I don't shut up. But do all that stuff. And thank you all for stopping by, and I will see you next time. Bye.